Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Curiosity Club podcast. If you guys even remember what that is,
Yeah,
we are back after 11 months of being inactive, if that's even believable. We didn't die, we're still alive, uh, all three of us. Um, so to start things off, if you don't remember me, hi, I'm Ruvin, and you guys
I'm
introduce
Kaviru.
yourselves. So,
Yeah. So I'm Kaviru, and yeah,
I'm Nimruka. We might
okay.
not be dead physically, but we are dying
yeah,
inside.
So basically, to give you guys this long story short, what happened was everybody got caught up with their personal lives, uni and everything else, work. And for a couple of weeks, like one after the other, we didn't do the podcast because we were busy, and like that, without even noticing, we lost track. And
yeah. That
until a
ended up
couple of
being
weeks,
11 months. That ended up being
yeah,
11
until
months.
until a couple of
It
weeks back,
extended. Yeah.
until me, Nimruka, and Kaviru, we kind of met up back at when I came back home. That's when
Yeah,
we kind of got the idea that we should actually start this again. Um, but yeah, before we actually start the podcast, we decided to change a couple of things, right, guys?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because the model we had wasn't that efficient for our lifestyle.
yeah.
Yes.
At the moment, in the beginning, we had
We
we
could have,
kind of managed things. We kind of managed things,
Yeah.
but with the uni starting and other things, we all got busy, and the
Yeah.
system
the
failed.
thing is,
Yeah,
even though the episode is like 1.5 hours, it took
Mm-hmm.
our whole week to come up
yeah,
with that, right? That's the
Yeah.
main issue.
Do
yeah,
the research and everything, right?
yeah,
So
Yeah.
um, if you guys have watched our previous videos, you probably would know that our podcasts were really informative. Like it was packed with information. It was well rehearsed before the actual podcast. We did. I mean, we actually did a lot of research within a week, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
Actually,
each
I
one of
think
Yeah.
if
us.
I can, if I can remember, we shared the show notes as well. We shared our
Yeah,
whole
Yeah.
yeah.
Google Docs.
We did. We did.
Yeah,
And I feel like that was really good of us, like
yeah,
by us to do that. But it actually kind of took more time than we expected out of our day-to-day lives.
yeah,
And as we are now in at this point of our lives, it's kind of hard to manage, like take a huge chunk of our time just off for that, because we got assignments and everything,
Yeah.
work and all that. So
Yeah,
uh
have to understand that we are students and this is not our
yeah.
full-time job or
yeah,
anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, we all of us actually enjoy doing this.
Yeah,
We actually
definitely.
want to keep doing this. So as we want to keep doing this, we have to make some changes and alter this to fit our lifestyle. So we decided that we'll do short podcasts, not 1 hour, 2 hour podcasts, maybe 30 to 1 hour,
yeah,
something like that. And we'll just go off the top of our heads, like without rehearsing and researching topics. We thought of just freestyling. And as Kavir mentioned before, this was our initial plan when we started way back, right? To go
yeah,
Yeah,
freestyle
definitely.
without rehearsing. And
It's
I feel
it
like
it's
that's
definitely
really
gonna be a
natural too,
challenge.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is natural, but it's gonna be a challenge. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
it will. So please, like, give us a chance if you guys hear a lot of ers and mers, because yeah, because we're not professionals. We just, like today we're still taking our rust out right now because we
yeah,
haven't talked to each other in like a year too. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
we've
yeah,
texted and
yeah,
stuff, but we haven't like got into actual deep conversations. Um,
We are still have the connection, but the thing is with our day-to-day life, we got busy to have a
yeah,
meaningful conversation with
yeah,
you.
yeah. So the
yeah.
truth is, me and Rimnu live in the same country in Sri Lanka, and we
Yeah.
haven't met each other in a year. But I have met Ruin, who lives in Australia twice. So that's
Yeah,
the way how
I've
we.
met with you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
Kaviru, I think I haven't met you in like
for three,
5 years
two,
or something.
three, two,
5 years or something.
yeah, around, yeah,
5 years, brother.
yeah, yeah.
It's fine. Since you both met me like 3 weeks back, you guys met indirectly.
Yeah,
Yeah, indirectly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh, Anyways, to start things off, I'll just, since you guys haven't seen us in 11 to 12 months, I'll just give you guys what I've been up to.
Yeah.
So you guys can, yeah. I don't think you guys know it. So, um, if you probably knew, you guys probably saw, like I did a lot of short form content for the first half of the
Yeah,
year.
Allah.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah, Allah.
like posted daily for at least, I'd say, if I'm correct, 150 something days.
More than
Uh,
that, I think. Huh?
yes,
Because
something around.
even if it's not daily, you did consistently for more
Yeah,
than.
yeah, something around 150, I'd say, and I kind of lost track on that too, because of uni. I try to manage both my uni and content creation because actually I like this, like doing speaking in front of a camera, making content, doing random edits, and like getting that creative stuff out of my head. I really enjoy doing that. I am really passionate about that, and I wanted to keep doing that with my studies like parallelly, but it didn't work out the best in the best way as
yeah,
I imagined it would. I got satisfactory results, but they were at uni. I mean, at uni, I got satisfactory results, but they weren't as good as I hoped they would be. So I decided to focus more on studies for now because I only have 1.5 years of my uni left. So if I could actually ace the rest of uni, I'd be able to focus more on content creation after that. That's the state of mind I'm in right now, which does not mean that I won't be making any content. I'm planning on making content, but yes, as far as like as of now, I'm just trying to ease myself into it without drowning myself in the deep end at the same, like, right now.
yeah, yeah,
It's just
Y-
priority
yeah,
differences.
yeah,
This 1.5 years decide your whole life, whole career, basically. Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this, like making content. I just need to get in my groove. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. If you guys wanted to give you guys a story, like a quick roundup.
yeah. So during the last year, I think I completed the first year of the uni as well. I have another 2 or 3 left, and it depends. Other than that, I mean, I think the last time I posted the music video, one of my guitar covers on Instagram is about an year ago. So I actually have this setup here, and I haven't actually plugged it in and recorded the song in a very long time. So actually, I did it yesterday. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to do it, and it took me about 2 hours, but I recorded one and did one thing. So I'm not going to share it. It's not that good, but yeah, it actually it's really good to do something that I enjoyed a long time ago, and I
Oh,
can
that's
still get
nice.
that still get that energy in the body. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, so when I met Ruin a few weeks ago, one of the main things he said, okay, you look huge, man. So if you can remember, if you have listened to our previous podcast, you might know that at the time I was going to the gym in the morning, that kind of stuff. So that one, that also got stopped during that time, and again about a month ago, I again started to go to gym, and yeah, trying to do the thing consistently. Yeah, other than that, I started a small community, like something called the Daily Grind. Have about 10, 12 people, close friends, and some new people as well. And I try to keep my new weekly newsletter alive as well. That kind of stuff. Yeah, we have done about 20
Yeah,
sessions.
that's really nice. Like I see you, like I'm not gonna lie, I haven't read all of it. I've read a
Yeah,
couple.
yeah,
But I get the notifications every like week, and that's really good. You like keep doing it. Like That's
yeah,
great, actually. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Nimrika?
Nimuga.
So is it my turn?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yours.
First of all, I have this to say. Okay, about you guys. I'm super proud of you guys as well, and especially Rovin completed his first book. That was a
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that is a big milestone. To be
yeah,
Oh,
honest,
yeah, yeah,
actually,
I
yeah.
don't know
yeah,
why
I
we
actually,
skipped over that, but
I actually
yeah,
forgot
yeah,
about that.
yeah,
yeah, that
That went
the
way
thing
over
is,
my head.
I genuinely read that, and I really enjoyed the effort you put in, like the digital art and stuff like that. It was
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
very
It was
intriguing.
actually very, very, very neat design, very clean design. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a really nice
yeah,
stuff.
and I also shared with some of my friends that don't know Ravi, and they were
Yeah,
really impressed by knowing even his our age and stuff like that, because that's a huge leap to be a
yeah,
writer.
yeah.
yeah,
To
This
write a book
one,
is a
if you
huge leap.
guys,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the
Oh, you got a
yeah.
hard copy?
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I made a couple
Oh,
just to keep as memories, you know?
well, it is
You know,
a huge leap,
next
and
time when you come to Sri Lanka, you have to give us each.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
might
yeah,
actually have some back in Sri Lanka. I'll send you guys.
yeah. You
Okay,
have to
okay.
sign it
We
though.
should get we should get
Yeah,
what the
yeah,
Oh, all the pre-sale signed copies.
yeah.
yeah.
We're gonna be rich, Kaviru. Okay, one.
No, $50 each, guys. $50 each.
Oh,
After like 10 or so years, we're gonna sell it for millions. Wait,
Yeah.
yep.
wait a decade or so. Okay, so afterwards, and also I'm proud of that. Rovin's videos, short form content, I really enjoyed them. Like
Thanks,
he
man.
uploaded in social media and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
don't usually do social media. I'm not active in social media that much, but I'm really happy to see what you guys doing. And with Kaviru, I know you've been busy with your degree, and I've heard you've done amazing, like super amazing in your exams and stuff, like for 3.9 GPA or something.
no, 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 no. Actually, I got the results for the second semester. Now it's 3.7 something.
Brother,
Still,
Going down.
man.
3.7.
It's go.
3.7 is still crazy.
It's going down.
It's
No, that's
still far better than mine, but still, it's amazing to see. And also,
yeah, that's
Kaviru,
great.
you're that Instagram line or something. I can't remember the name of that thing. That the thing like a blog or something like that. A
Yeah, yeah,
newsletter,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Newsletter,
Yeah,
Newsletter.
daily
newsletter.
grind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Daily grind. Yeah, that's awesome because I think I'm subscribed to email newsletter or something, and I'm usually getting that. I think. The
yeah,
thing is, I'm not really active that much in anything, to be honest. But it's really nice to see you guys performing well. Like, it's your passion, right? Your guys' passion is to create a community, do something productive, and it's nice to see you both doing your stuff and being productive and doing what you like at the best of your ability, right? It's
Yep.
really amazing to see. And looking at like Kavir also did like internships or something, right? Internships and projects for Google and
yeah.
stuff
Did
like
few
that, right?
projects. Yeah, yeah. I did few projects
Yeah, yeah,
in the last couple
yeah,
of weeks. Yeah, couple of
yeah.
months.
They're doing a lot, and also a website. I think it is final, right?
Uh, I created few websites for some. You might know. You haven't. Might have heard it. Something called National Olympiad in Informatics. Olympiad
I've
website that
heard some
can.
because you shared some. You
Yeah, I say
shared
I.
reviews and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. I try to share it on my LinkedIn and that kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've been following that too. It's amazing to see your progress. And I congratulate you both and wish you luck. And for my part, let's say, so when it all started, I was doing my diploma, aka the first year of my degree program. So
Yeah.
I'm doing, as you guys might know, it's ICT in communication technology,
Yep.
cybersecurity space. So
Hmm.
I completed my first year essentially, and I'm waiting for my visa to for my university. Like I applied and I got accepted and everything. I was supposed to go in July, and it got delayed because of visa situations and stuff. So I'm waiting for the next semester and stuff. Right now, I'm currently looking into internships and stuff like that to be productive or to gain
That's great.
experience and
yeah.
stuff like that, because experience is what matters at the end, right?
Yeah,
Whether
true.
it's in your field of study or other in sales or something. Education is specifically knowledge. Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
So that's my main goal right now,
Actually,
to gain
yeah,
more
Nimruga,
knowledge.
yeah, I also did an kind of a work, kind of something like a trainee executive post in Sri Lankan insurance in Sri Lanka as an office worker, some
Yeah,
closer branch to my home. So I did not learn much. I didn't learn anything new related to the areas that I'm studying right now, but I actually got the chance to work with people. I got the
yeah,
chance to work with people, interact with customers. I worked as a customer representative, that kind of stuff. People come to the office, they talk to me, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. It's actually a very eye-opening kind of situation when you have the
experience, huh?
experience, yeah, that kind of things.
No, that's really great.
Because
Like
especially,
when you get to interact with like different people coming in
yeah,
and going out of like different industries, different parts of the society. It's like yeah, it's a really great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah. Something I genuinely believe is experience are harder to gain, right? That's why we cherish them. Experience are always welcome because we have something to learn, something to gain. So that's why I'm trying to do something like that to gain experience, so on and so forth. So with the diploma and stuff, I got busy because I had to travel daily and had lectures daily and so on. So
yeah,
I got busy, but I could have, like, we as a whole, we could have done something to continue
Yeah,
our
yeah.
podcast. But the thing was, as my friends told before, like, even though it's 1.5 hours, it took more than that to get ready. Like, it essentially took the whole week. We had to set apart time during the whole week for the
Yeah.
podcast to be successful.
I
That's
mean,
the
it
thing.
was it was
Like,
it was actually fun. It was fun.
it
It's
is
not
fun.
something.
It is fun.
It is fun. It's actually
No,
great that you have to you select a topic and then you go to YouTube, you
Yeah.
watch some videos, you do some research, you actually read some research papers as well. I think
Yeah.
if I can
Like
remember back then, we actually read some articles. Those are
yeah,
related. We
yeah.
copy pasted images into our
Yeah,
Google Docs.
books.
yeah,
We
Yeah. And
created
like
huge things. Yeah,
I I think we gained like a really big amount of knowledge like through the
yeah,
seven
definitely.
episodes.
yeah,
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 seven or
yeah.
something
We
Yeah.
gained
episodes we
that.
did.
Yeah, yeah. I
The
don't
thing
Like
think
is, we,
even from each other, because we got to see two other people's perspectives on the
yeah,
same
yeah,
topic and
definitely, definitely.
seeing how
yeah,
that turns out and compares to our perspective. That was really great.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
also the thing is, it's really surprising that we did so much research. Like, it
Yeah.
was pretty high level to for
Mhm.
our level, pretty high
yeah,
level
yeah.
for our level. Like, we are not professionals or anything. We did
Remember,
some great research for our.
we even had action items each week. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
yeah,
had guests.
definitely.
We had a
Yeah,
guest as a,
we had
Yeah,
guests.
actually
our
I
first
I
guest.
still I I still watch his videos. Underdog YouTube.
Yeah,
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 underdog. Yeah,
it's really great.
yeah,
Shout out, man. Shout out.
yeah.
So anyways, I really don't have anything specific to share, but I've got a question for you guys. So I want you guys to put you yourselves in my situation where I really want to make more videos, short form, long form, or whatever, right? But I also have to focus a fair amount, like more on studies. Um, what do you guys say? Like, what do you think I should do? Like, what would you do if you were in my situation? Like, would you actually not do it for this period, or would you guys just ease into it by doing a couple of videos a month or something like that? What's your guys' take on that?
So I mean, I know that you started doing videos as a bulk, right? You created
Yep.
few at the same time, and then you posted it
Yeah.
during the week. But so that also got stuck because of the other academics and other things, right?
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I mean, I think that was the first. If I'm going to advise someone who's going to make videos. The first one will be create bugs and post later. That's the first thing anyone can do. But since you couldn't at that with the other work and stuff, you didn't have that time to manage that part as well, right? So
Yeah.
I think the next step would be try to post less and ease into it. Post a few videos rather than stopping completely.
Yeah.
I think
Like, so the thing is, I've got like my semester is a little more than 3 months, right? I already started my second week is going on my second semester, second week right now. So I can actually work on a bulk load after 3 months, but
yeah.
for that 3 months I'll have to just post maybe once a week or maybe twice for the max,
Yeah,
like not
so
more than that.
I just remember that I started doing the daily grind as a productive
Yeah.
review session, the week review, that kind of thing at the end of Sunday night. So there
Mhm.
were some days that I couldn't actually do it because I had other work, and sometimes
Yeah.
I'm out of the house, and I couldn't come to the session on time. Then one of my one of the community members, he asked me whether he'd like to do some sessions with me. So right now we I'm not the only host. We are working
Mhm.
as co-hosts, and so whenever I'm unable to join the session, he does the complete session. Otherwise, we do half and half. I do the
That's
review part.
yeah.
He do the productive session part. So like that, I think if you can find someone who is also interested in creating content, then I think you can switch between. You can post this week, maybe one, and then he can
Yeah,
post two.
that's
When he get busy, you can post two, and he can do another one, like something
yeah.
like that. I think that would be
That's yeah. That
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 would
could
work.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
That could
But
work. Yeah.
but I would like to play the devil's advocate here because like it's fine to find someone new, yeah. But
Yeah.
currently, Rovin's post his or content mostly involve himself, right? Like only
Yeah.
himself, and the theme of the content is a single person sharing their experience, right? And
Yeah.
also, if you are to find like first finding someone is a challenge in itself, and the
Mm-hmm.
second one is
Yeah.
when you find someone
Unless
else.
you guys wanted to.
No, not at the time. No. Actually, I got lucky. If I wanted to find someone who would like to do something like this with me, that would be actually difficult. He just volunteered, and I think I got
Mm-hmm.
lucky there. Yeah.
Yeah. Nimru ka continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing is like when there's two people, you have to you guys have to interconnect your timetables. You have
Mm-hmm.
to depend on the other person, right? So you can't just do because you have time, because you have to consider the other person, either their time perspective or whatever, right? So you become dependent.
Yeah.
In a way it's
Actually,
good, in a
yeah,
way it's
Nimruga.
good, but
But in my experience, but in my
yeah,
experience,
sure, continue.
I didn't felt that. I mean, unless actually, if I also thought about it before actually doing it, I think I I also would get that same question in my head. But when I actually started doing that, I actually did not feel any kind of that what you said.
Yeah.
That we have to be dependent on, we have to create times that's going to work both for us. I think you should
I
just try
guess
to
like
do something like that. Just
yeah,
try to
maybe
do
Yeah,
once, and yeah,
yeah,
test it
I
out.
understand that perspective too, Kaviru. The problem is like your what you do is a group activity, right? The one you are doing, like the you shared with the other person, it's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
was a group activity, right?
yeah.
And he wasn't the he was only he became only a host, right? You were only a host, then you gave some responsibilities to him, right? So it's
Yeah,
like you're a
it's
link
a
in the
50-50.
process, right?
No, actually, it's a 50-50% kind of thing.
No,
Yeah,
like the whole process. In the whole process, you are a link, and he's
Yeah, yeah,
also another link, right? It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
the whole thing is a group activity, right?
yeah, yeah,
Essentially,
yeah,
yeah. So the problem is it can work. It
Yeah.
the thing is, I would suggest Rohin, you start and experiment with it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way.
Like
Try
Yeah.
to do it
The
yeah,
once. Yeah,
the way I see it, personally, um, if I'm gonna continue on making content on my personal Instagram, I should probably do it myself.
yeah,
But
yeah,
if I decide to maybe go a little bit away from that and start maybe a productivity channel, like something like what's Kavi doing right now,
yeah,
like
yeah,
with his newsletter and daily review.
yeah.
Then if I was to start something like that, then I might actually get someone else to join in with me and help me with the stuff. But as far as my personal content goes, I think it's better if I keep doing it myself for now.
yeah, yeah,
If
Yeah,
you guys get what I
definitely.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and my perspective on your question, you asked me what you can do, right? Like decrease the frequency or bulk it or something, right?
yeah.
So my point is like, sure you are busy and it's hard to find time, but the like content is like your what do you call a safety net, not safety net. Something you do, like something you're passionate about, right?
Yeah, I
Content
would
is something
yeah,
you're
actually
passionate about.
content everything except other stuff for my content is my safety net. So I would like to do
Yeah,
content as
yeah,
a
yeah,
full-time
yeah,
thing. That's what I'm passionate about. And
yeah.
everything else I'm doing, I probably would consider that as a safety net.
Safety net, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So my suggestion would be like, we got 5 minutes, right? Let's
Yeah,
continue the
that's
next one.
no, no, that's fine. You can just finish this part
and
Yeah,
yeah,
and
so
get to.
what I thought was like you can do a hybrid of like find time, then do
Yeah.
small bulks for that time,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then spread it out throughout the month or week or whatever. Whenever you get time, do a small bulk, like 5 videos once, 3 videos once, or like whenever you get time, free time, do content for the appropriate amount of time, like a bulk of three, bulk of five, bulk of
Hmm.
somewhere. So then you have a excess ready to be released, right? So you
Yeah.
have already device content, already recorded content that you can share whenever. So you are consistent on in your social media. Like in social media, you have to be consistent in
yeah,
order to
Yeah.
yeah,
gain
yeah. That's the thing.
a
Yeah,
success, right? So even though we can do it whenever we want or something like that, we have to grind in order to gain the other part of the success. Even though
yeah,
you are personally successful, you like even though subscribers and followers doesn't count at the
Hmm.
in the long run, if you were to make this into a career or something to do, in the
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
run, you have
Hmm.
them, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think,
so
I
That's.
think, yeah,
have
I think in the
consistent
last
income.
last a few months, I mean, during the time that Ruin posted content, I think he got a significant improvement on the
Yeah,
views that are
definitely.
related.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
definitely.
so it would
Yeah.
be actually great if you can post at least very few amount of shots during a month or some
Hmm.
kind of period,
Yeah.
without completely stopping it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should probably look
So
into something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I
so
do I do
that's
have a
my
plan,
suggestion.
kind of. Yeah, I do have a plan of at least posting once a week for now and getting into my groove little by little and get into a bulk
yeah.
stock, like bulk load
So
of
yeah,
content when I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
time.
yeah, that's the thing. Doing
yeah.
something
Um,
is better
But
than doing nothing, right?
you have to specific. I know you have to specifically do your studies well, special
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah. That's at the top of my
even
priorities right now. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
priority.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so shall we just jump into the next session
yeah,
from
yeah,
now? Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Let's go to the next part. Yeah. Okay, so we are back with the second part of our podcast. So I have one question for you guys. So during this last 11 months, since the time we did our last episode, during this last 11 months, so what did you guys actually learn about life or something related to that area? What are things that you
Hmm.
actually realized? There are a few things
That
I
that's.
actually learned. So before
Mm-hmm.
that, What are
Maybe
things you
start off
learned?
with that. Maybe start off with that. We
No,
will
no,
have to
no,
gather
no,
our
no.
no
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
memories.
No, no.
Yeah,
If you have your lessons, you start.
yeah. Maybe
I
go off with that. Like we'll get to ours.
Okay, I'll share one. Then you have to go.
Uh,
Then one of
okay,
you have to go.
okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think during the last year I got a lot financially responsible.
Okay.
That's something I learned during the last
Mm-hmm.
6 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing this, when we were doing the first couple of podcasts, I think I was spending a lot of money on uh, subscriptions, something related to F1, and then there's the
Mm-hmm.
Audible, that kind of stuff. I was spending a lot of money on those things, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I think at some point I just I don't know why, but I just got to get into some kind of a realization that I'm wasting a lot of money on those things that I can actually do get for free. So
Mm-hmm.
like that, I think I installed this app called YNAB. You need an account balance. I think I showed it to Ruin as well.
I
No,
I I don't think so now.
yeah. So I got this app that actually track your budget for the year,
Okay.
for the month, but for the year, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I realized was I was spending a lot of money on food as well. I mean, I go to
Mm.
university from home. I go to from home every day by bus.
Oh, that part you told me spending for food at uni. Yeah.
Yeah. So I take my lunch from my home, and but
Yeah.
in the evening, when before I got into the bus, I used to go to the canteen and eat something. That's not
Mm-hmm.
healthy. I mean, there's nothing healthy in our canteens to eat. That's the that's the normal thing here in Sri Lanka. But I was spending money on something that actually I didn't want to. I mean, I was a little hungry, but
Mm-hmm.
not to the amount that I wanted to actually eat 2 or 3 paratas, right? That kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
I think when I got that tab, when I put some money in it, that I can see how it reduces the balance, that kind of thing. I think
Mm-hmm.
that psychological effect had some kind of an effect on the way I spend my money, and the book Psychology of Money, that one as well. I
That's a really good book. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I read that one about 5 6 months ago, and I can
Mm-hmm.
remember the man who plays the long game, the man who saves wins. That's the concept of the
Mm-hmm.
book. It's not for us
Yeah.
actually. It's not for people like us. We are not in an area of we are not financially able to invest our money on something. We don't have that much
Mm-hmm.
of money. But the first chapter of the book is about saving. I
Mm-hmm.
think that kind of changed the way I spend my money. I still do spend money on things, but the way I select, the way I choose where I'm going to spend money has changed over the last couple of
So
months.
it's like you got more responsible with your money.
Yeah, yeah, I can
Mm-hmm.
actually see it. I can literally see it in my budgets. It has these categories where I spend my money on. When I
Mm-hmm.
compare it back into about January, February, or something like that, a few months ago, I can see there's a
Yeah.
significant difference between the areas that I'm actually spending money and the amount I'm
Mm-hmm.
spending on.
That's really great. I want to add something to that. So, as you mentioned, like uh, we are not in a position to invest a lot of money into something. Lucky for people here, we have this app called Rise or Raise, or I don't know how to pronounce it. It's RAIZ. So in that, let's say you went grocery shopping, right? And you spent in I'll say in dollars. So if you spend like $10 50 cents, the app rounds that up to $11 and invests 50 cents for you in a selected portfolio. We have that option here. That's really great. Like
Yeah, that's a nice
um
concept. Yeah.
yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
so
Indeed.
with your technical knowledge, maybe you can start something like that in Sri Lanka, like develop an app or something. That's a good
Yeah,
That
idea,
that
man.
actually,
Like
that's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
that
idea.
that is
Yeah.
really good.
yeah. Maybe.
Because,
So
like you have to understand, like whenever we use our credit, like In
And
supermarkets, we are never getting that 50 cents, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
actually, that's one of the things as well. I stopped using my debit card. I don't have a credit card. I have a debit card,
mhm,
but I
yeah,
tried. I stopped using my debit card for a long time now, because when
mhm.
you spend money using your card, you don't actually
Yeah.
feel the way that that
You
you
don't
are.
Yeah,
really
yeah,
feel it.
Yeah, yeah,
that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
Have they having money physically give you the like
yeah,
make you realize that
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is running out.
yeah.
that's true. That's true. So I've been thinking a lesson I learned. Uh, I think I have a lot of big lessons and a lot of small lessons, and I'm just trying to pick one. So far, what I have in mind is so in the time that I was posting, uh, I posted a lot of different kind of videos. If you guys know, like different types. I had a series called Coffee Talks, and I just had a talking head videos where I talked about productivity stuff, and then I had these creative, fun kind of videos that were really like I don't know, very interactive, I guess.
And the cinematic kind
And
of videos as well. There
oh
were
yeah, and
nice ones with
cinematic kind
nice
of
shots, and
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And the
So
ASMR. And
yeah,
the ASMR.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I actually came across is when you actually communicate your ideas to a really big audience, not a really big I don't have a really big audience. The amount of audience I have, like I'd say around I have around 1,500 followers, but I'd say about maybe less than 1,000 watches my videos. But from that, a lot of different people perceive those videos in a very different way, and people come to me with their perspectives. And like as you guys mentioned, how you guys appreciated the book I made, some people didn't like it at all, and like they made maybe fun of me, and I don't mind actually. Like they had their own criticism about it, and same goes to the videos, and that's fair because something I came across, I can't actually remember the actual wordings of this, but if when you're putting something out to the world, if some people are actually mad about it and some people don't like it, that doesn't mean that your product or whatever you're putting out is bad. That means there's a whole different set of other people that actually connects with it. Because um, if some people hate it, there's gonna be some people that loves it. So what I'm trying to say is when you put something out to the world that you have in your mind, when you create something from a thought and idea that you have, if a certain set of people don't resonate with what you say, there's gonna be a whole another set of people that actually connect to it. So like what I'm trying to say is go on your path, connect with the people that resonates with you, right? Like you don't have to focus on the people that don't, because people are different. Like even us, we have our differences, and we can't be relatable to everybody. It's just when you're putting out a message and like building a community like you, Kaviru, you just
Yeah,
have to find people with the same set of mindset, right? Like
yeah,
you can't.
yeah. Actually, one thing, Ruin. So I also I get that, but one thing I don't know why I did that, but whenever I tell about something that's related to productivity, I talk about productivity in my sessions,
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
in the daily grind. So what I
Hmm.
tell at the end is, this is the way I feel about it. It can be
Hmm.
different from, it can be
Yeah.
it can be different from your perspective. Again,
Yeah.
another one thing that I say always is in my sessions is that productivity is unique. It's up to you
Hmm.
how you get the thing to work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's
Uh,
true.
Also, add to that, I heard something similar to what you said, Rohit. Okay,
Hmm.
so it said like let's say you're posting something or you have content like
Mhm.
some people gonna like it, some people don't, because there's a perspective difference and the
Yeah.
value difference. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that people don't like you, it's just that your content and the value of your content is different from theirs, and the
Mhm.
perspective and the experience you have is different from that, because people are unique at the end of the day, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
we are not a copy of each other. We are just unique individuals.
And
We are
yeah,
created from unique experiences, right?
yeah. And another thing, so I can remember that in our guest, we had a guest, the underdog. Uh,
Yeah.
Guest
Yeah.
episode that he
This.
told, yeah,
Yeah.
I talked about, I can actually remember that I talked about
Yeah.
using the Google Calendar to plan my day, if you can remember. I
Mm.
Yeah.
talked about it, and he said that he doesn't do, he
He
will
doesn't
never
plan
do
at
that.
all. Yeah,
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 he
yeah.
doesn't plan at all.
Yeah.
So
That
at the
doesn't mean
time,
he's not productive.
no,
That's
no.
that
At the
means he's a
time,
perspective.
I couldn't understand it. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
about 2 months ago, from around about 2 months, I haven't actually put anything in my Google Calendar.
Mhm.
I just get my work done. That's the thing. There we live on different timelines. At some point
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
our
yeah,
life, we understand something, but in 2 3 months, that can be different. In 2 years, it
yeah.
can
Yeah.
be
Definitely.
very different from what we actually think. So that's the
And
thing.
like
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
what we are interested in my is gonna be different to what other people are. So you can't expect, like, if Nimruka was looking for some let's say gold, and I know where silver is, if I tell him where silver is, he won't be interested, right?
No.
He's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
want
No.
to go for the gold. And it's just, yeah, so yeah, people have different interests. So like, connect with the people with the same mindset, same set of thoughts and thought patterns as you.
yeah,
Well,
um
sometimes like conflicting ideologies can support each other too, because you can
yeah.
learn from each other too.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Like
if if
it's
if
all
if
about.
if nobody came to me with the idea that conflicted with mine, I would actually tell this story.
yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't come to this realization.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
We have to manage the conflict in a way that
Mm-hmm.
that's advantageous for us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
In a way that's productive to both parties. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to build each other together, not like drag each other down, right? At the end
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
day, we are trying to be better people.
yeah,
Everyone's trying to be better people, right?
That's
At the end
that's
of the day.
that's actually something I'm working on more than anything else. I like, even I had a whole thing on my bio previously on Instagram. Now it's just saying chasing a better self, because I feel like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That,
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
being a better person than you were yesterday. Like, that's like, I when you go in front of a mirror each morning and you know, like, this is the person you are, and you did a good thing today that you wouldn't do yesterday, that really brightens up your day, and that really makes you feel better than mostly anything else would ever do, right?
yeah, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
there's a one memory in my mind. I can remember this very. When in grade 5, it was the day
Mm-hmm.
of our scholarship exam, the Shishat exam.
Yeah,
I can remember I gave one of my friends a pencil because he didn't
yeah.
have, I don't know why he didn't have a pencil when he comes to the grade 5 scholarship exam. But I can
Scholarship.
Man was
Yeah.
remember
chilling.
I had
Yeah,
2 or 3 pencils. I can remember that thing. I gave him a
Great.
pencil. Yeah, that these kind of things, they just stuck in our mind,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Even though
Those
So
it's
little
a
things. Yeah.
small suggestion, it's a small thing, right? Like it's
yeah, yeah, it's a
like
very
giving a
small
pencil.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, but it might have affected you in a like internal way. You
yeah.
may realize something else. Yeah.
Thing is, I can't
Like
remember
Yeah.
who
I
I
heard
gave the
something.
pencil to. I can't remember the person who I gave a pencil to. I think I think I haven't met him since that day. He's not one of the he's not one of my closest friends.
Hmm.
But I can remember I gave someone a pen.
But you probably did him a really, like,
Yeah,
good
Huge favor. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
huge favor by doing that.
Yeah.
yeah.
And something I have heard recently,
Mm-hmm.
which resonate with what you said, bro. Like
Yeah.
in the mirror, when you look at the mirror, like I
Mm-hmm.
heard this quote, right? Like you have to work today, so you can be proud of the person in the mirror. Like
Yeah.
you have what to do is to be proud of yourself, and in the end, to be someone without regret, right? We don't
Yeah.
have want
Feel
to regret
just
at the end of
feel
the day.
satisfied about
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That
definitely.
you've actually worked up to your potential to be a good person for yourself and the people around you,
Yeah,
right?
potential. Yeah, potential is
Mm-hmm.
a huge word because we have so much untapped potential in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary sometimes
Like
because
that I feel like that's what brings most people regret, that they know that they could do so much more, but they are stuck doing like stuck in within the boundaries of what other people tell them to do.
yeah. Actually,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Go ahead, Kavit. Go ahead.
if you guys can remember, we couldn't do anything in our X band 2028 one.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't got the permission to do something, but we did
Yeah.
make a board of some kind for the English one and that kind of
Yeah,
things.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
didn't got a stall and do something. So if you
Mm-hmm.
can remember, we wanted to do the one called the hologram thing. We wanted
Yeah.
to
yeah,
do a
hologram.
holograms, that kind of stuff, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
my brother did
I
my
heard
brother's
that.
class did stall this year. So they did a hologram actually. So I suggested it, and actually I spent 4 days 4 days in the expand before the exhibition, just to
Yeah,
help those my brother's friends and that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
Yeah.
I heard that too. I heard
yeah.
that too. It was a big hologram, right?
Yeah,
It
it
was a
was
massive
actually,
hologram.
yeah,
Yeah,
actually I didn't thought it would look that bigger, but it was 4 by 2, that something like that, 4 foot, something like that. It
yeah.
was actually,
That's pretty
It's
impressive.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you,
it's
Anyways,
Nimruga? Anything that you'd like to share what you learned during the last year?
what I have learned. I have learned. Uh, I have learned that without regret. Part two, yes, like being proud of myself. That is one I've learned. But
mm-hmm.
specifically speaking, uh, we have to power through something. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you want something done right, you have to make sacrifices. Like
Yeah.
you have to make like the how do I say this? It kind of like the sacrifice. The larger the sacrifice, the larger the outcome, or the better the outcome is
Mm-hmm.
gonna be. Like if you wanna do something with a huge outcome or really successful, you have to make sacrifices that are harder, that are
Yeah.
harder. So
It's
it's
like,
like a compensation, like it's like the
yeah.
balancing in balance or something
Yeah.
like that. You need to balance
It's
out
like the
or something.
more you put in, the more you get out.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like your sacrifice is directly proportional to your
Mm-hmm.
success or the success of that activity or something like that. That's something I had to learn the hard way because, to be honest, in my life, I've never done something by sacrificing something much hard. Like
Mm-hmm. Much
everything
bigger.
came to me easily.
Yeah.
Everything came to me easily beforehand. Like when I was going to school, when I was in my high school and stuff like that. After A levels and after I got into this, actually after school is the real world, to be honest. When I interact with the society, that's the real world, to be honest. That's when you realize that the
Yeah.
what the world truly is.
yeah,
Yeah.
Everyone makes sacrifices. Everyone's doing their own thing. Everyone's busy. Everyone's struggling in
Yeah.
this world, in this society. To
Mm-hmm.
rise above, you have to make sacrifices. You have to do something different. You have
Yeah.
to be a different person almost. It doesn't mean you have to change as a person. It means that you have to do something different, do something
Yeah.
better for yourself.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. I heard this one quote. I'm not sure if this goes like parallel to what Nimruka said, but I just wanted to put it out there because because I found it really nice. It said that the amount of success, I'm not sure if the wordings are exactly correct though. The amount of success that you could ever get is directly proportional to the amount of truth that you are willing to accept about yourself. Like
Yeah.
that,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
simply put, that means like you look at yourself and think, am I doing good enough? Like to actually expect a good result out of what I'm doing. Like, let's simply take an exam at uni, for example. If you actually look into your day-to-day life, are you actually putting in enough work to get your expected results, right? And if not, then you're lying to yourself, thinking that
Yeah.
yeah, I'm doing good and I need to get this result. That's something I wanted to put out there, because I feel like that and what Nimruka said, like the more you put in is the more you get out, and those kind of simple, but yet they are the like they are what lays the groundwork of what uh, actual productivity looks like.
Yeah.
Like y- at the end of the day, you have to put in the work. Like
Yeah.
nobody else
Yeah.
is gonna do it for you. The work needs to get done in order to get a result, right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you guys
No.
can
Yes.
remember,
And
yeah. So if you guys can remember, I had a small startup kind of work. If you can, you guys remember that?
Yeah,
At
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah. So
yeah.
I, I mean, we get together about three or four friends. If you can remember Shakti, you all know
Yeah.
Shakti. So we, me and Shakti and two other people, we started building apps. And but the truth is, we were not actually building anything that's groundbreaking. I mean, if we actually have to put, we were not giving enough time, enough effort into making those applications. Uh,
Mm.
th- it took us about few months to realize that. I mean, uh, it's hard to get a startup successful in the
Yeah.
current conditions and
Mm.
in any condition, I guess. But
Yeah, yeah.
over the last 3 or 4 months, I realized I actually gained a lot of experience. That's the thing. You
Yeah.
have to, when you are doing something, you gain a lot of experience. So
Mm-hmm.
now I know actually how much time I have to put into something to make it actually work. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting the startup on hold right now. I did it about 2 months ago, but now I know how much energy that my I have to invest in something to make it
Mm-hmm.
actually work. So that's the thing. You have to get started. Like Ruin said,
Mm-hmm.
you might not spending a lot of time on like the exam. For an example, you might be studying a few. You can study more time. You can put more energy into it, more
Mm-hmm.
time, or do more studying. But if you are doing something, if you are at least doing a little, I think that's better than doing nothing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when
Definitely.
once you realize that you could do something so much better, the ones that you were doing becomes like you don't want to do that anymore, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
when you know that you got so much more potential that you want to do something much bigger, you just don't want to keep doing the ones that were okay. That's what happened with my content as well. I started getting in a groove that I made really good content that I really enjoyed making, and people also really enjoyed. Like I got really good feedback for them, and they took a lot of time out of my day. Like honestly speaking, it took me 3 hours maybe to record and maybe another 2 hours to edit. Right, that's a huge chunk of my day. And after that, if that's what happened actually, if I didn't have the time to make content like that, I didn't want to do it anymore. So
Yeah.
I found my potential, and I knew that if I want to do this, uh, and reach my potential, I have to put in like the time and effort into it.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a beautiful quote I heard recently. Like a failure is not essentially failing, but not trying. Failure
Yeah,
is not
yeah,
time,
yeah,
not
yeah,
essentially failure.
yeah.
that's true.
So I
Um,
think, guys, we have come to the last about 5 to 10 minutes of our podcast, the recording
yeah,
time. So
Yeah,
I
guys.
think we
and
can.
Before we finish, one more
Yeah, yeah.
question, like to both of
Okay.
you guys. If
yeah,
there's one lesson that you guys learned from this failure, like not a failure, like the past, it is a failure, but we got back up from it. We failed, but we learned our lessons and got back up from it.
setback.
So
It's a setback.
yeah,
Let's say
It's a
setback.
setback. Yeah, yeah,
setback. What did you guys learn from it? Maybe if there's a lesson for me, I'd say that like I this goes way back. Do you guys remember when I was obsessed with Atomic Habits,
yep,
the
Yeah,
book?
yep.
There was a
Everyone can
quote.
remember that.
Yeah,
yeah,
there was a
definitely.
there was a quote that said, if you like miss your routine once, that's a mistake. But if it happens twice, it becomes a habit. I feel like that's what happened to us. Like we missed it
Yeah,
once, yeah, that's okay. The second week we missed it, and it became a habit to miss it. Keep
yeah,
going
yeah.
on, and
It's
we
it's the same thing with
eventually
the gym.
forgot it.
It's the same thing with the
Yeah,
gym, right?
Uh,
yeah,
I think we got comfortable with failure. I think the first 2 weeks we felt guilty, but
hmm,
after that, the third week, even though we wanted, we didn't do because we already failed. We
yeah,
thought
because
for ourselves like it's already failed. Like we
yeah,
had the loser mindset essentially.
yeah, because doing the thing that would change that is harder than not doing it. That's what happens.
Yeah,
Because
bounce back is
Yeah,
yeah,
harder. Yeah,
if we were to take a 2 week layoff and bounce back with another podcast, that would be a big change for our like day to day lives, and that's hard. And not doing it would be the norm, and that's what happened. Maybe. Um,
yeah,
anything to
so
add to that?
yeah, so
Yeah,
I guess for this time,
yeah,
for actually what the question Ruin asked was, what are the things, why the thing failed, right? Why the
yeah, yeah,
podcasting
yeah,
was the
that's it.
setback. So I think the amount of time we spend on one episode, if I can remember, so we were recording on, I can't remember the exact date as well. I think we were recording on
Sunday,
weekends.
Sunday,
Yeah,
Sunday.
so
yeah, yeah,
Sundays,
something
something
like
like
that. Yeah,
that. So that means we had a call on Saturday or something like that to just to
Uh,
yeah,
do
prepared.
some
Yeah,
preparation. And
our
I'm
yeah,
our timetable was like this. Okay, Sunday we gonna record. So
yeah,
mm,
Friday we have to do a like a rehearsal.
yeah,
yeah,
By Wednesday we had to complete our research.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
it's the whole week essentially.
yeah.
yeah.
We spend a lot of time on that one. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we learned a
This
lot.
was almost like a job for us.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. It took a lot of time to get work done.
Mhm.
I mean, we wanted to do it like this. We wanted to
It
just share
doesn't
our
mean
day,
that
but
it's not fun. It just means it's so much effort. Even
Mm,
yeah,
though we enjoyed the effort and enjoyed the product, it was
yeah.
that time was a problem for us. That's all.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And another thing I think, I don't know why actually we didn't do it after the third or fourth week. I mean, I can remember that we couldn't do it. We got busy first two
yeah,
weeks, and we didn't even try to. We didn't even send a message to the group whether we
yeah,
are going to do
yeah.
this or not. I think
It was
that's
our
that.
own guilt,
I
I think.
think
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
got comfortable not doing it.
yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
that's
And
that's
I
all.
think we felt guilty. We felt guilty that we, as a whole, like failed our this is essentially our like childhood, right? Like we love this podcast, and we this is something we started as a whole. This is
Hmm.
essentially our offspring, kind of like. So
yeah,
we care about this, and that not being consistent, not being true to ourselves. I feel like we felt guilty failing this operation. To be honest,
Hmm. Anyways, that's all in the past. So
yeah,
going forward, I feel like we we should at least do one podcast a month. Because
yeah, yeah,
nah, because we really do, like, I personally really love doing this, and I know you guys do too. Because actually, you guys were the ones who reached like to me first and asked like, "Shall we start this again?" Right? So um, let's try to keep it simple. Try to like freestyle it, because I feel like we did as much of a good job as we would have done if we rehearsed. Not
Yeah.
not as not in the side of content, because we would have had a lot of more content planned if we were actually rehearsed. But apart from that, the stories and the lessons like we got from each other were still there, I'd say.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's maybe do go with short podcasts like this until we get in a groove, and yeah, we'll see how things go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this
I
podcast
mean,
isn't exactly small, to be honest. Right?
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
Yeah.
also
this
one of
Yeah.
the.
We can have a kind of a topic, kind of something in the
yeah.
in the next podcast. We can do a small search, a small research,
Mm,
like a 1 hour, something like that. We can
And
prepare a little, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
Not
and
as
I
much as like
have
that,
this situation. Okay.
doing rehearsals, that kind of stuff. But we can
yeah,
do a little preparation, something like that. If you'd like to, if we have time, we can spend time on
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that. But
yeah.
there's a fun
Yeah.
fact. So everything changed, I guess. Things changed, but I noticed that Ruin's bed sheet didn't change. It has the Spider-Man thing on
Now,
it. I can
now
remember.
this is not the bed sheet, man. This is my
That's
quilt.
this.
So that's the quilt cover.
Anyway, in the background in Ruin's room, there's a Spider-Man. So that didn't change.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got another one here, and I've got a lot of Spider-Mans lying
Yeah.
everywhere around in my room. Just love Spider-Mans, man.
And also,
Oh
I would like
shit!
to add this part too.
Wearing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Spider-Man is still there.
So
yeah, Nimruka.
to add to that, okay, I got this realization. Like we did 7 episodes, but a lot
Mhm.
of stuff were repeating. I think, like
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah,
felt
yeah.
that myself.
yeah. Mm,
We were repeating the same ideology and stuff like that. So I would like to suggest for the audience, to be honest, like if anyone's really paying attention or hearing or want to hear
yeah,
something, uh, please let us know about what you want to hear.
yeah,
Any topics, any ideas, or something, so we can give you guys something, and we have something to research, something new, or something
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
exciting, or anything. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. So we are running out of time, so it's
yeah,
probably a
definitely.
good idea to wrap up now. So yeah, hopefully we don't take 11 more months to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, like I really enjoyed this session, and I hope you guys did too. If you guys made it, like viewers made it this far, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
And yeah,
yeah,
hopefully
definitely.
we'll see you within the next couple of weeks with a better topic, much more
Yeah.
streamlined
Yeah.
than this, because we're still getting our rust of our voices. So yeah, see you guys.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.